attention. You just focus on it. Breathe through the nose. Softly inhaling. Softly exhaling. Holding your body gently. And feel movements in your arms. As your fingers expand and breaths. Consciously. Very pleasant feeling. And then open your heart. And supporting this. Just be aware of the feelings. Be peace in yourself and around you. And sun with positive thoughts and feelings. Peaceful feelings. And friends, family, mankind, all creatures, all beings, and all beings. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You bless your arm and hand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I've been getting these text updates from my friend and son, to hold them and hold again all the children of the world. He got suspended from school, and he is very frightened to face his dad. They had a lot of problems with his dad. And a lot of other pressures of being 13, 14 years old. We don't even know that. So anyway, I texted her to say that we brought him and the family in, and that, we sent him the issues and told him safety is, whatever they keep. And I think it's something that's what we've been trying to do. World with the community, the international community, the international peace committee, the committee of the religious sanctuaries, all about trying to build community, bring people together. In the good times to celebrate, the way we celebrated the anniversary, we do that, and so many good days, yoga day, and so many other achievements, but also at a time where we feel the darkness that is overtaking us and overwhelming us in life. We need to be able to feel that, to go down and to feel and acknowledge that existence. In order for us to evolve and to grow, I truly believe that we need to face our fears and we need to face the things that are so difficult sometimes that we feel like we're going to die. That the world is ending. I'm sure that that's how he feels. I don't want to reveal it, but I'm sure that's how he feels. So anyway, it's just so pleasant for me today to realize. And my God would say that over 10 years ago, it's so hard for me to get used to this kind of stuff, the technology. For those who are live streaming and watching on Facebook, I'm so sorry, I apologize to you. But anyway, I'm so glad you've enjoyed this. We're so happy to have you with us here at the Tillman Chapel, celebrating the International Day of Peace. Over 10 years ago, my sister had some surgery, and I was staying with her in California where she lives. And one of the things that I would do is, at that time, before that time even, I was doing a lot of listening to different thought leaders and people who were considered spiritual leaders and spiritual gurus and stuff like that. You know, through the internet, you know, there were a lot of these podcasts, and even today there are a lot of people. You may know Jennifer McLean, and you know, so many different people like that who would interview people who were in the highest fields of self-development and personal growth and spiritual evolution and things like that. And, you know, I was listening to people, and I was listening at one point in time. Welcome, please join us as we are celebrating Tuesday. It's nice to have you with us. Feel free to take any seat that works for you. Thank you for coming. This is our Mexican youth delegation, and some youngsters who participated across the street in the secretariat. We'll be student observance, so we're so thrilled to have you with us. So getting back to, you know, my story about, you know, listening to these different people, it was not such a challenging time, not knowing that my sister would be able to walk or not. She would be permanently disabled, and she had been allergic to narcotics, so she was into medicine. You know, she almost died, and we had to take her off those narcotics and realize that she had an allergy to it. On and on and on. But one of the speakers who really struck me, and I hadn't heard him before speak, he was speaking at that time, I believe, about really loving what he was, you know. And it wasn't new because Eckhart Tolle talked about being present in the moment, and, you know, Ryan Katie talked about different things, you know. But the way this gentleman put it, I really took it in a different way. And I so appreciated that. And I think that laid such a great foundation for so much of his later work. His fast forward, I don't know, 11, 12 years later. So many of you know that we have a special guest today with us, Matt Tillman. And for those of you who don't know about Matt Tillman, he was named as one of the most spiritually influential living people in our world today, along with people like Deepak Chopra, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, of course, Eckhart Tolle, Emmanuel Dollar, who is also the speaker at one of our events. I could go on and on and on. But you will hear him, and you will just hopefully receive the message that you need to receive. I ask that you stay open, that you listen, and that, you know, you really get in touch with how you're feeling. Matt, let me read a little bit about it. He's an highly tuned and empathic healer. He's a powerful speaker who captivated audiences that so few because he has over, 21 million YouTube views and likes or something like that. 21 million, right? That's not check. Okay, that's a good argument, right? He has many books that he's written, and one of the books is, I alluded to it earlier, whatever arises, love that. Everything is here to help you. And then his newest book is really struck me. This is one called All for One. And the full title is All for One, the Transformative Power of Holding Space. And one of the quotes that he had in that book was something that really struck me because it's about, you know, working in terms of oneself and how that works on humankind and the advancement of human evolution, you know, planetary evolution. So I am so thrilled beyond thrilled that we have joining us in person now. So we're going to take a minute to set up the mic and to get him ready, and then we have him in this very intimate audience, right, and in a special sacred space. So I hope that you enjoy just as much as I know I will. So give us a moment to set it up. Please welcome, we're glad you're here. We're here to celebrate Peace Day.
Wow. That was quite an introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Tillman. Hello. Yeah, take my position. I was looking to sit, so you can sit with Jen. But I think that he's not really nice to be right? But are we here? Hello, hello. Hello, people. Hello, neighbors. Hey. Hello, New York. Hi. So, for me, in my career, and what I do as my dedication to the awakening community, explaining the world is an expansion of love and everything. Being a part of the celebration. So take a moment, open the opinion. I speak a little soft. And I just want to take this moment and say that we are all a part of this special moment. And with every day of my life, leading to this point, or the past one, leading to this point, and I know what you remember. The parents put all of the share them. Put all of them explore. And I want to begin by saying, I am my heart that beats in your body. I honor you as a member of my family. Whether I'm not as a member of the we all appear to be different. We have beautiful diversity rate. We are within the field of diversity, we are one true one presence. The teachings I represent the power of one. But when one starts to become an active moving force and expand, it moves by the way. And so I think today's opportunity of World Peace Day and the day love for the sun and so and my intention is that we will all do this after moving far different than generation. And I know I really will thank you for very different. Now, as we begin, I just want to share a little bit about my background. I'm going to do it here. One of my gifts is that I just speak in the spirit, say what needs to be said. And what's known as the embodied channel of really moving, what that means is as I speak. It gives you an opportunity to not to hear my words, but to feel the vibration from the community. So you are having your own direct experience of what's going on. Your own truth, your own expression of what's going on. And it's so funny because before I got on stage, I was thinking, what am I going to say? Oh, I have to come here. And of course, every time I come up here, it all goes into the so let's just see what we do. There's a very popular theory that says the ending of war is what activates the beginning of peace. What I want to share with you today is perhaps a different philosophy, a parallel philosophy, which is how the beginning of peace creates the end of war. Because we talk about the end of war, we're talking about the rolling ones. But when we talk about the beginning of peace, it's actually a different meaning. It's not the rolling ones, the moving ones. It's the extension of time, the opening of the heart. And so when we all think about how we can be the peace we wish to see in the world that is filled with fear, so disconnected, so emotionally undernourished, only momentarily satiated by the pursuit of fantasies and desires. Where if we come to a meditation and we find the heart open, we want to peacefully with something like, hey, brother, hey, sister. And the first thought somebody happens. And because we live in a repressed world. And what I want to say before I dive into what needs to be shared is I want to make sure it's very clear on the energetic level that it's happening in this country. Yes, there's a lot of great things happening. And I mean, that's people in groups and pensions and things up to within a place called the community. The suffering and despair that we're seeing in the world is not the despair that just showed up. It's what we have to take into consideration. And in order for us to be able to soothe the despair and the suffering of the world, we have to take it. So we see things like George Floyd, and we see what the coming of our lives. We see climate change, all these different things. We're becoming aware of it. And we have to become aware of the issues. So we can start just to aware the solution. And we're doing a lot that moves by the peace. So here's my radical invitation of how to be at least in peace. Because most people's egos interpret peace as I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to be pseudo peaceful while people take advantage. Right? We misunderstand peace. With like as children trying to measure up to some standard of good behavior. We mix up peace with conformity. Peace is not conformity. Peace is not passive. Peace is patient. Peace is value. And I understand that the peace of peace. It's a radical peace that is not spiritual, but it's living with peace. You know how many days did that concept that has left to do with pain? I keep sliding back down into some other button because this word was peace. That's a promise I remember making when I was there. This is just a chapter for all of us. So as we enter and move through the end of the line, even though it feels like the end of civilized beginning. What's the way of life for you? It also answers the question that many people often refer to the past, what is the purpose? But a lot of people misunderstand our purpose with occupation. And here it tells you so radically boldly that life purpose is not an occupation. Especially when you're trying to support the community. So what's my life purpose? It's wonderful that I'm a spiritual teacher, learning really unique things, all these cool things, made a list. That's cool. That's not my life purpose. One day my life purpose hit me like a ton of bricks. And it changed my life forever. My life purpose was woke up in the evening and look in the mirror. And what's interesting about my life purpose is that because of the awakenings I've been going through, because of the awakenings I've been going through since I've been going, my identity is housed more in my spirit. I identify more with the right people things than I do with the activities in the world. And one day I looked in the mirror and I saw something more socially relevant than I've ever seen before. And I realized I'm in the body of a white man. So what does that make my life purpose? That makes my life purpose that I am a course collective experience for any person on the planet that has been hurt, marginalized, abused, or manipulated by any white person. I'm the course collective experience of nothing. And there isn't a moment in my life that we think about this. For every person I meet representatives of generations, ancestors. And every time we meet, I say that is free of having a moment. I'm having a meeting with your ancestral lineage, and I'm representing ancestors who set me to apologize and make things right. I am here to be the respect that the past provided. I am here to be the equality of the other. And this is just what I hope to be part of my purpose. But when we all truly identify with the body we are living, and giving us a chance to get forth collective experiences, we all believe we will be affected by similar problems. When we all start doing the work, we all start meeting as one. And I remember when this life purpose woke up in me. It was during the time of the George Floyd incident, which devastated me. Not only because I was walking cities across the United States, we flipped upside down, people not knowing how to express their anger and rage, living with worries and injustices of the world. But we're watching the catastrophic necessity of something that's been very different. And it's too hard to say that. And I read about this in the other because of the impact. I can feel the feelings of other people's body. When I was young, I didn't know what was mine and what was good. But as an impact, I thought, because I can feel people's energy, I knew their experience. And I knew their experience in my perspective, from my view. But I'm so peacefully in a place of not being marginalized, persecuted in the kind of way that I think I used to be experienced. And what I realized at that moment was that me thinking to do something about any person didn't make me interested enough to be the most collective experience of the world. And when I actually admitted to myself that I really don't know the other person's experience of something different. And that the only way to know a person's experience is through the living testimony of how they have ambition and dream. And allowing them to share their story so that the reaction of their pain creates a resolution about it. When I started doing more listening and asking more questions and admitting that I was anything about anyone, I became less of an explanation point and very became. And that's what I really came around. I've been awake for many years, now I'm home. And I'm here to be a constructive experience for every human being because that is the passion, clarity, and the hope. That's the only purpose. And during the time of the George Floyd incident, I took a lot of time to listen, to watch, and to learn. And during that time, I learned a word that became very important to me inside of me, and I'll share with you that really. There's a word I learned that I've never heard before called reparations. Reparations is a word that means making amends for those who have been hurt or using money to help pay back their money. And as human beings, sometimes we look at our lives, and especially in the current times, we see different. I may not always have the money to pay back something of the past, especially those people really think they do about something they don't feel personally responsible for. But here's what I want to have you think about. In every moment, you can activate the power of spiritual revelation. Because in every moment, you can pay one thing to another person and their ancestral lineage. What can you pay with that money if you don't have it? You can pay attention. And it's the paying attention to the uniqueness and diversity of life. It's the paying attention to other people's feelings. It's paying attention to other people's journeys and the history that brought them here and the story of struggle and emptiness. It's the paying attention to other human beings to the degree that you want human beings to pay attention to you. That starts to make good. And what so many people are afraid to do that. And so it is my honor to live on this planet where I get to pay attention to the beautiful tapestry of spirit that changes in my people. I get to ask questions and hear stories, harrowing stories of experiences that I've never heard of and lived in my life. And I get to be enriched by the life journey of all of you and every person you meet. Where in my heart, I have come the closest to knowing who I am on the highest existential level. By being the difference. Those who came before me, overlooked, forgotten, and ignored. This is my way of peace. This is my way of living for peace. Every woman I meet is a mother, of someone's child, of someone else's son, and I treat them with absolute respect and as an extension of my own. And whether they're aware of it or not, to be a model of what a man can do to help heal whatever other man can do. And the same thing with my students. And I'll tell you what. And then to wrap things up, I want to invite us into a guided experience to the picture of God. Because one of the reasons why peace has required an update in this planet to the degree that it's ready to is because we have to get peace in the world. If we don't live in an identity, it's amorphous, it's vague, it's like a fantasy, it's something we should do. So what's the identity of peace? 3 letters. I am. Where does peace live? Here I am. Who is peace right now? I am. Who's a course corrective experience for a painful past? I am. And who's the one who's going to actually take responsibility for course corrective behavior and start living for the world instead of individual agenda? The only thing we will ever know about truth is where it's located. Where is truth located? Who is truth? What is truth? What is peace? And this will work radically when we all take personal responsibility as the I am that peace is. Otherwise, we are overlooking moments of opportunity, precious moments of engagement, wasting breath, discussing the horrific behavior of other people. Where in that moment, we can instead be the peace, love, and oneness and truth that I am. What this world needs from all of us is nothing but forward movement, affirmative action. And for me, it's something I take incredibly seriously. It's something that has become one of my greatest joys. And what you might find is that it might just be one of the ways in which it helps you process the capacity to come from, which is then created an opportunity along from where. And when we are the instruments of peace, and we are the messengers of peace, every time we are being that peaceful, post-corrective experience to another person and their lineage, we are equally feeling something ourselves and wholeness. So what we do for others heals ourselves, and what we do to heal ourselves affects others. And this is the blessing, this is the truth of unity consciousness. And as a way of really stepping into the unity consciousness, let's have a very small exercise. And just for a moment, keep your eyes open and closed. Whatever you do. Open or closed. Whichever you want. Recall a moment in your life where you remember someone saying the meanest thing to you. Because it's the meanest thing someone has said to you that creates an apprehension to being instrument of peace. Either for those who don't know or those who do. Those who do know, you're afraid of being rejected, and those who don't know, it's not a word on this. Take a moment to think for a moment. What is the moment you remember that left an impression in your heart? What is the meanest thing someone has said? Take a moment and reflect. And then in your minds, let us craft the opposite message. What could have been the nicest thing you could have said to me? So what's the meanest thing someone said to you? And let's turn it into, and what was the opposite of that thing? What was the nicest thing you could have said? And here's what we do. Two things. The nicest thing that they could have said to you is the sentence or the magical words that if you repeat it to your heart repeatedly throughout the day, you begin to feel your own history of pain, injustice, and imbalance and intolerance. And every time you say it to yourself, you're not only offering that feeling to feel those who can look like you, but to feel all those of your genetic lineage and ancestry as well. And here's where it gets really interesting. When you boldly take those magic words, taking the meanest thing someone said to you, turning your nicest thing, and as a course-corrective measure to help turn this entire world around, what if those nice words are the words you dare to say to anyone you come in contact with? Even if we look at this room as an extrapolation, a microcosm of the world, this is all over the room. This is all over this room. This is it. And what would happen if you took that one sentence of nice words, the nicest thing that the person in your past didn't say to you, and you offered it verbally to someone in this room? Maybe even someone who is a gender or ethnicity. And we take the time to pass along the nicest words we have heard Because those are going to be the words that people, other people would speak to, and they're going to. Can we be instruments of peace with God? And before you leave this building and go about your day, would you be with the assignment of at least the one person you don't know, sharing those words as an offering of peace? And if inspired, can you continue this throughout your day as often or as frequently as you can? I don't do this infrequently. I don't do this in my chase. Because I already know what the best chance is, the highest chance, what I need to do. My practice is to speak to every person that really spoke to me and to speak to other people that I hope other people speak to. And I give them entirely of this. It's not a badge of honor. It's a personal joy. Because it allows me to feel as if everything within my ability to affect with all of my senses, all of my gifts, I have the ability to not just say, oh, I'm spiritual teaching, we do it here, I help the world. But on a personal level, when no one's looking, when I'm in the sweats in the airport, the privilege of something. This is what I do. I talk to people. I get to know people. They're at the airport waiting for a flight. I'm at a family reunion. They don't know me. And somewhere I share those words with them. And what you'll find is that there's only one barrier to evolutionary progress, and that is getting over ourselves. And the one of the greatest gifts other people that you serve give you, because there's an old saying that says the giver should be thankful. In our society, it's more of a receiver might be people. But the problem is the giver should be thankful, because the giver says, thank you for being someone I can give to, as you reflect to me the power of that you need. Thank you for reminding me how powerful you are. Thank you for reminding me of all that I can do to support another person. And the more I'm reminded of how I can positively affect another person, the more I will positively. When we give to others who will suffer or even suffer worse than us, the gift they give us is not only the remembrance of our power, but it gives us a momentary break and respect. And if you look in the hearts of every person that is doing some of the most dastardly things to marginalized human beings, their biggest fear is being away from themselves. And the greatest peace of our Father is to be instigated for something greater than yourself. So we say you look at things that we didn't even know as a way of saying, thank you for letting me step into my power. Thank you for giving me a break from my personal pursuits, desires, worries, and maybe heavens. And may this moment of grace that you're giving to me give you that grace to pass over to others. The giver should be thankful. Which is why when I talk to someone living in the street, whether I give money or just a moment of my time, I do that conversation with thank you. Thank you for the gift you've given me. Or as I say to people, whether they know what I mean or not, thank you, God. I said that to someone living in the street. I said, it's been a wonderful connecting with you. Thank you, God. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, my Lord. You joke so incredible. Because I'm not concerned with how many people in this world deny the fact that we're one and deny that the country is. It's something I can't look away from because I see it in everything. And so that's what I serve in you. I serve a light, a truth, a love, and a peace that is one. Many bodies, one heart. Many pains, one healing. Many hurtful memories, one affirmative statement. We say to our heart, and we say to others. The course correct evolutionary progress. So to wrap this up right now, take a moment and think. Hands on your heart if it feels appropriate. And say in your heart those words that came to you, the beautiful words that you never said to you. And right now, just say yourself silently those words. As a way of feeling my past, and all the visions that came before me. And say these words to me. And then every time you say these words, they ripple outside of just your heart and create healing in the hearts of men. And anytime you're about to say this, and you get a little apprehensive or fearful, a little stage fright, just stop, and that just means you can say it to yourself. And the question in your life will answer is how many times do I have to say this to myself? To get over myself to the degree that I can reach out and make positive effect on my community. See, they're saying there's some. All together. And as I end this opportunity, I want to say thank you to everyone who made this moment available for me to be with you. And I certainly hope that this will consider my ability to contribute to international peace and any organization and opportunity you want to help raise the consciousness that helps support people on the ground level and raise the consciousness. And as we end, remember the end of that one of the steps. If you can, sure.
I took that from the last. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
We shared in the family goes now.
Yeah.
So you can connect the dots to the ancestral karma. Why is that happening? Why is it in many different countries, relatives take on mental relatives and take care of them, they take on strangers. There's so much love and compassion and caring. And in our country, like we literally have police officers passing by people, driving, like who the heck are they protecting? So, and then the same thing goes with family members. Most family members in the United States, when people lose their jobs and they don't have, the financial cushion, they just forget about it. You just hear horrendous stories where people are just struggling and why? Like, what needs to change in our country so that we become like the rest of the world, like the normal people?
Right. I mean,
There's something wrong.
yes.
It's like, we spend billions of dollars on elections on both sides of the parties, and that's wrong, and like trillions of dollars wasted on wars, and that's wrong, and the industrial military complex, the prison, prison complex, and then you have the kids going out of the foster care system, like American universities are giving foreign kids full scholarships to come here, room and board, and then these American kids coming out of the foster care system, like, I think the statistics are horrible, like 50% of them within like several years become homeless. And, they wind up going into the, prison and jail system.
Sure.
Like, what the heck do we do to make the corrections within the family, within our government, within the police, FDNY, within all of these structures and systems?
I love the answer.
Yeah, there's no.
Respect what you're saying. I love the answer.
Yeah.
Because there's an answer. Other countries where it's run differently, it's run more like a village than it is a city. Because the way the world's going to wake up is we become one global village. That's what's going to work. But there's one thing that places other countries have of value. There's one value, something very valuable other countries have that we don't have. And it's surprisingly and shocking when you realize what it is. You know what valuable thing other countries have that we don't have in terms of our mindset? Less. They have less. We abuse and we do all the things we do. Sorry to say that word. Because we have too much. And here's what happens. Most people overthink their choices and are spiritually speaking, your spiritual person, you're worried about which choice is more in alignment and afraid to make a mistake. Why? Why does fear paralyze people from making choices? Because they have too many options. You want a definition of enlightenment? Enlightenment is no other choice. I have absolutely no other choice but to serve humanity. And if someone gave me another choice, I'd like it. Because I am completely on fire with no choice option. Because when there's no choice other than serving what's in front of you, it's really impossible to be out of the line with one choice. The one choice is serve who's in front of you. Serve their heart as if it's your own. So the quick answer, which I don't have a lot of time, is that what other countries have is less. What we have is too much. So the solution to creating global equality is each of us becoming more sustainable and actually learning to be content with less so we can do more with less resources. And then the ripple down in different direction. So I want to be able to say thank you for time as well. I want to thank you everyone for being up here. And thank you. Thank you. I love you all from the depths of my soul. And if we all, before we leave, we can just try, take that sense. Share with the person next to you or someone you don't know. And let's leave today taking a bold step in the direction of being that messengers in the community. Thank you.
A very special treat for us to have you here in the community setting. And, the chapel is open to different groups. So there was a program before one that we started at 1 o'clock. There's one following us at 3, and we need to be mindful of the time and prepare for that. We have a few more things that we need to do. So, this is not like a regular lecture or a question and answer. We're really here so that we can observe and, continue this, as Matt said. This is something that we're starting. So, we appreciate you reminding us that our thoughts matter, that our thoughts are powerful and they're so impactful in our own life and in those around us. This is something that, we are trying to be conscious of and promote with the International Day of Global Community at the UN. And the other thing is this one humanity. Working in this area to promote the SDGs, to promote the values and goals of the United Nations, it is about one humanity, all of us coming together in unity. So, your message really is so on point because this is the core of what we are doing. So I would like to now turn part of the program over before we end to Guru Danucci so that we can have a few acknowledgements. And again, I do want to thank Reverend Dion Boisier for always being here and even in her absence, opening up the chapel. So, we didn't have much work, and Robert Taylor with PTA, Robin Lee. Thank you so much. The floor is yours.
I'm everyone. I'm so happy and feel peace when I see my friends and family. Even though I'm from India, I didn't feel I'm away from the family. I try to the different groups and make sure they are reading my language more than anything. So usually we do partnership, we help each other more than how the building is supposed to see. We will do the best for these. Morning, they had a beautiful event ceremony. Majority of us were excluded from the area, not supposed to be. Right? I think we have to go forward with strong intention. The demand and deployment of elected officials or NGOs or even homeless people should not be excluded. I think by birth you all are chosen given beings to share and care about people. Volunteer. You may have NGO back the deployment back. We have to do a person, even being to serve. When you live for others, take of others, you bring a future to them. Then a child sees his own mother, a her mother, they connect with him. Not his father, and with his mother. But that motherly nature is to keep the love. My master said, begin the day with love, fill the day with love, spend the day with love, end the day with love. That's what we want. I believe in it, I live in it. So I preach and teach and preach. So here we want to acknowledge some great beings working tirelessly for their life around the globe. For peace and harmony and yoga and gender equality and all the people. Before all of these development goals, UNICEF. The first person you put either regulate or percentage to PK guidelines. Service and education for the human value that bring global sense of peace and universal. The board of directors of the value of the company is the title, future stand by lot of granted on Friday, September 16, 2020, at International Peace Celebration. So those are the committee, organizing committee or any for a NGO or yoga committee, the spiritual committee, so this is what our staff, start from Kerala. No, when I tell you that suffering is gone. So this is a traditional shop made from pure gold, modern gold. Started with Dani. Meaning this is a big one, Kerala, Kaitari. We brought around 50 lakhs total sales. So I think this is the last two we have. We put that on the take the last one. Yeah, great.
Do I say I'm quite surprised, I wasn't expecting this, but I think it's a moment that as Matt asked us to say my words to you. And the word that came to me in my meditation, wouldn't it be wonderful if my heart could emanate the love of God to your heart? So thank you, Matt, for surrounding us with love. And I think that love from God in our hearts to the hearts of our brothers and sisters will make us love one another with that embedded truth that we will meet in the morning. So thank you, Village. Brother Village. Thank you, Village. When I say thank you, I say thank God. Yeah, I learned one. Thank you.
Well, a lot of time we promote the more team and everything. That I learned from my childhood. It has given directly to my mother. So he made all the children to respect me. So our next hero is our doing part. One of my long time friends. Ah,
Yeah. That's right.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I didn't expect this. Well, especially from our dear brothers and sisters, take this and, I really didn't see it for me to go farther with all of you, for the work of peace. Thank you so much.
The history about this award in 2004 when we created the interfaith group in the city, which is Goa. When he passed away, he was 100 years old. Then he brought me to this group to start blowing himself. I brought him on cell, I was a caretaker of him. And because of him, I am here. I want to hear. Because of him, I can follow him. So I think we are not giving any money as a reward. We give the recognition to take care of the people. We acknowledge your work. We never take money from people in the world. That is real from our heart. So that will motivate everyone, not only them, everyone to do hard work for humanity. I believe we should be the servant rather than the leader to step on top. And I know big organization long time, this was really hard work. Cannot work. Yeah, so a lot of. Yes.
Matt, would you like to join us for a group photo so that we can have our awards, in the group photo too? And then we are going to, close, and we have our wonderful one.
Yeah, Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your service and dedication. So I just want to end with one prayer and then we'll end with Michelle. And this is a prayer that many people know from the Jewish tradition. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, O Israel, listen, O humankind. The Lord is our God. The Lord is one. Happy Peace Day. Thank you so much for the Peace Day. Take it away, Michelle Andrew. I do want to invite you, because this is going to be participatory,
And we really love to have people who can stay, but if you can't stay, we totally understand your prayers and celebration and hearts and such an addition to the International Day of Beach. This will be, the International Day of Beach, actually, October 21st. So we are doing a free celebration. It started with the minute of silence at 3 o'clock and running through, and it will be over. So you can take a break, come back, we love prayers. And if you can't stay, add your prayers and take a minute of silence on September 21st to join the peace race, particularly at the top of every hour. 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And so whenever you cross on Tuesday, please join the peace race and be a roll call for them. So I understand that people have been here for a while, so I thank everybody. A lot of times you find out other engagements. Can I get my music on
Led by.
Yeah. You've done it.
But I wanted to respond, but Michelle, I wanted to respond to you. Just have you there for us. It's okay with you?
Yes, fine.
Rika. Very fast.
Okay, we're going to start in short. We're going to start at 3. Thank you, Gurju, for opening this 3 o'clock session for the International Day of Peace. This is an important day at the UN for a number of reasons. It was the 25th celebration of the student observance for the International Day of Peace this morning. And we're looking at the hookup. I don't know that we're live. Oh, thank you. And I thank Becky, who's on, Becky Susan, who's on for technology. I want to welcome everyone to this special International Day of Peace celebration has been ongoing. For those of you who've been fortunate enough to be in the chapel for a while, you would have heard some wonderful presentations, prayers. Matt, we thank you for your inspiration. We thank the organizers, the Committee of Religious NGOs, the Yoga Committee, and the World Yoga Community. And now we are here to add our prayers very specifically from the United Nations to every nation in the world. There will be some stories shared about projects that are happening. But the biggest part of our job today is to bring your loving prayers to each country in the world. And I'm going to ask you for your time to help us carry these flags in a few minutes. We have a special program, and we've been trying to move people in and out of the chapel according to what people's needs were and the timing. So I just want to thank everyone for holding on, for being a part of Zoom, for being a part of this special day. I'm Monica Willard, and we started with a special call that has called people to action for many things. But I'm also going to tell you something about the story that I learned from my next door neighbor, who was at the program this morning. A conch shell was used to call the slaves into the fields. A conch shell has a different meaning in some people's lives. And he, as a child of mixed race, brought a healing, which reminded me, as we talked before, about this intergenerational thing, because he has learned to blow the conch shell in prayer. And for us to open this ceremony with a call that was used at one point to call slaves at a time for transformation. So we've been talking before about the personal transformation and the global transformation that need to come. And we need to be the peace we want to have on this earth. I am pleased to introduce myself. I'm Monica Willard with the United Religions Initiative. And we have a small but loyal crew who are bringing forward the energy for those of you who are on Zoom, for those who will see this on Facebook, and for those who will be having their prayers to the International Day of Peace. I want to give you a little history of the International Day of Peace. It was passed in 1981 and first celebrated in 1982. And one of the things that came with it was the vision of David Madison to have a world of prayer that would travel around the world. And that is the Peace Way. And the Peace Way will happen in each time zone around the world on the 21st. So we're going to take a minute of silence together, as if it is the International Day of Peace, and we are adding all of your prayers to this Peace Way, because all around the world, and I look at the globe back there, all around the world needs our prayers. Hold in your hands the people from all over the world. Leave your hands with a remaining, because we want you to have food peace. I have a video that I'm going to invite Reverend Susan to start with, to show the theme of this year's International Day of Peace. Thank you. Accept.
It is coming. Just 1 second.
Okay, if you'll just hold, is it already in the way, because I forgot part of my script. And then let's explain what is here on this altar. This is a handful of paper frames that were made to live Sadako Suzuki's story of if you make 1,000 frames, your wish will come true. And her wish was to live. She did die with 2 years before all of the thousands of frames were finished. But her story has so touched people from all over the world that origami and origami frames have been a symbol of peace. She was a Japanese child who received bombs in Hiroshima and later developed in Cuba. We know how many people have suffered so much for so many years. In Pakistan, and even second generation people who have received the atomic bomb. And the beautiful frames that are here, that you can't see on Zoom, were put up for nuclear enrichment. So I just wanted to remind you that not only was it horrific with the nuclear, being dropped into Japan. Many good things came out of that war. And the biggest one is hope. Hope and that dedication to build peace. So one of the prayers that came out of it is on this peaceful. May peace prevail on earth. Masaki Shigure said that Japan received the atomic bomb, and it was the gift of the Japanese people to be that transformation that now is so lesson, and to return the prayer. May peace prevail on earth. So now, Becky, I invite you to start the video, unless you have to reload the whole thing again and then mess you up. Because
Yes, I have the video. Monica, I just want to make sure that that microphone is on because it's not coming through into the Zoom room. We're not hearing you very clearly. We can hear you, but it's not as good as I think it might be able to be. But I'm going to play this right now, and just wanted to let you know that.
2,000 praise, and I have to pull them up for Tracy Elementary School in the way that did it. And this is the book of the peace bond.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tahil Sharma, and I'm the Regional Coordinator for North America at the United Religions Initiative, the world's largest grassroots network of interfaith organizations. And I'm glad to be here, a part of this prayerful gathering for the International Day of Peace, focused on the theme of ending racism and building peace. What does that look like to me as a millennial? Well, it looks like a place where we, as folks who are born into a reality informed by centuries of hatred and oppression, will finally be uplifted and remain a memory. I think about today as an opportunity to be able to rekindle a conversation around the burden of responsibility in fixing racism. I've often been told, as someone who identifies as a millennial, even though I'm about to age out of it in a couple of years, that we are the future. We will be the future leaders and decision makers that will fix everything. And I'm honestly quite tired of it. Not because we know of the power that we will be able to grasp and the potential of what we will be able to do, myself included, but it's the responsibility that it takes for all of us to not renew systems of oppression, to not renew sustainable injustice, and that we all play our role in being able to enact a reality that is anti-racist, not one that is prayerfully non-racist. So I'm asking all of you today, in prayerful reflection, to think about how all of the traditions of the world, religious, spiritual, ethical, and indigenous alike, help us to think about our actions and how they inform the ways that we navigate the world and make our decisions. How much of it is fueled by racist systems? How much of it is fueled by racist attitudes and patterns? How much of it is fueled by cultures that have perpetuated colorism and anti-blackness, and the distortment of our image of those who are indigenous, of those who are from the global south, and of those who have darker skin colors? I ask you today to live out the reality of being an anti-racist by informing every decision and process and ability for you to make sure that you're actually equalizing and creating an equitable future for all of us. It's a challenge to be able to make these statements today, knowing that there's so much out there that we need to do. But this is precisely why I am not asking to be the sole bearer of responsibility to do this work of changing our world into an anti-racist reality. I'm asking each of us, I'm asking our institutions, I'm asking our communities and organizations, and I'm asking every single person in this room and whoever you are connected to really think deeply about what it means to be anti-racist. It does not mean to sit quietly in the face of injustice. It does not mean to uplift leaders as lovely and as wonderful as they are for upholding systems that have oppressed people for centuries. It also doesn't mean that you take on the personal role of having to fix every single problem that comes your way. I'm asking for a healthy relationship in trying to end racism and all of the systems and cultures and patterns that uphold them, because it's the only thing we deserve to do. It's the only way we can see ourselves going forward, knowing that even if young people are the leaders of the future, we are also the human beings that live in the now. We want to start fixing these problems now so that we can start having a better future now. Let's not wait for the time when people become of the age to take over places of leadership. Trust them with the leadership now. Trust them with the decision making, and trust them with the ways of being able to acknowledge that there are ways to be radically inclusive and compassionate while also calling out the monsters in the room that we call white supremacy and white nationalism. Do not take your young people for granted, because when they take their power, they will take it without asking. Thank you so much.
Hello. I'm grateful to be here. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for the gift of your presence. Right now, we have an unprecedented opportunity upon earth as human beings. We have an opportunity to embody peace in our thinking, in our hearts, and in our hands and our actions. We have a chance that we can be peace and bring about the peace upon earth that so many of us believe in and know is possible. I would like to honor our ancestors, the ancestors that were human, the human ancestors, the animal ancestors, the plant and tree, and all life form ancestors, the rocks. I would also like to honor the future progeny, the future humans to come. We have an opportunity to send our love into the future in the way that we live right now, in the way that we strive towards being kindness and love and peace. I'd like to sing a song for you that I learned from one of my beloved teachers, Michael Mead. He learned this song from ancestor Malidoma Somé of West Africa. I invite you, after you hear me singing it, to sing it along with me. It is a call, a summoning to all of our ancestors to help bring them forth and be present with us as we do this significant work of becoming humankind right now. We are not alone. So I invite you to sing it with me. The first verse summons the masculine, and the second verse summons the feminine. And so through this song, I invite us to welcome and honor our past and live fully into our present, and also to lean and love into the future. Pura samene, pura samene, pura samene wo, pura samene wo, pura mamene. Pura mamene, pura mamene wo, pura mamene wo, pura samene, pura samene. Pura samene wo, pura samene wo, pura mamene, pura mamene, Amen. Ashe, Aho, Namaste. Blessed be. Shalom. Salam alaikum. It is so. May peace prevail on earth. Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute?
Work, Becky.
Maybe
Beginning to realize that every teacher in the United States went through for 2 years with COVID. A hybrid event is not an easy thing to do. And I just want to thank everyone here for your patience and for all on Zoom, their patience as we get this going the way it needs to go. So thank you so much, Reverend Becky Susan. And for those of you who don't have the personal relationship with Becky, she has been the tough person for probably thousands at this point. Zoom calls for Unity Europe, for this chapel, for so many other people. And so I said, Becky, we need your voice for the International Day of Peace in this chapel that you have devoted so much time to. And the person before her was Tahir, because the people in our, we didn't hear her at the very beginning. Tahir Sharma is the regional director of North America for the United Religions Initiative. And his important perspective on peace building and youth were really needed at this time. So I just want to thank both of them. As we continue with our program, I also want to be able to not only mention the name, but of the 2 boys who worked in their gifted program to bring a reality to their school on peace. And they are Tyler Cruz and Angelo Pellegrino, Tracy Elementary School.
Monica, can you try unmuting yourself one more time? We're trying to fix the audio in the Zoom room. If you unmute there, let's see if this works for us. I'm so sorry. Can you unmute? Hang on. Try that one. Did it pop up for you? And unmute.
I can't push another part of the screen. Okay, then I have to.
No. All right, let's try again. All right, say something. Rats. It went back to mute again. It went back. I'll try one more time. We just want to make sure we're hearing everyone at the chapel because it's very...
Okay, I think I need to turn the microphone off then.
Turn that off. All right. If you turn that microphone off, then I think we'll be able to hear you from here.
Becky, we want to use the microphone here. Can this work now?
That's much better, yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's
Thank
what she said with it. She's patient and trying guidance with these things. And with the help of Reverend and Gertie, thank you so much. I think what we need to do is to continue with our program in a prayerful way. And what we will start with is inspiration, because we talked about how the cranes and origami can add hope, and how our thoughts can make hope. I need to just check with the timing on someone else, so I have to have the great question. Great, are you ready? The One Humanity Project in Poland is peace in action. It's hope beyond belief. And so Greg Zeller is here from Vermont. His wife is in Poland, this project, and he gets to tell you about the One Humanity Institute and the work that they are doing in Auschwitz, Poland. Thank you.
their plan.
No problem, thank you. So, just after the pandemic started, a large organization called me and to put together a global team to help their 50,000 employees bring hope to the world. And so I called up and built this team. As a part of this team, Nina Myron was on it. And what was amazing about having her and people like her on the team is they brought an insight and an inspiration about what really to do in the world to make a difference. Now, ironically, the group never got that money. But the group was so inspired that we continued to work together to do additional projects. And so just a quick insight on me. Right after the war started, I got a text from me. And it said, Greg, do you want to make a difference in the world? And I, not knowing what she was asking about, I said, of course. And she said, okay, we're buying tickets and we're going to the border of Ukraine and Poland to help refugees. And I remember looking at the phone and thinking, this is serious stuff. And I turned to my wife on the shoulder and she said, I'm going to. So now I got two of them to really make a difference in terms of what hope and what making a difference in the world means. And so they went and they handed out tickets and they worked with families and refugees in the world. And in this process, the One Humanity Institute began to convert the building so that refugees could live there and have a place to stay. And they are now having 20 people who are living in the House of Hope under the One Humanity Institute. At this point now, they're raising money to begin to find computers and other tools so students can keep up with their education. Because in Poland, they don't speak Polish. So not only now the students and the young people displaced, but they're getting behind the education. And so one action is leading to another. And so for One Humanity Institute and House of Hope, and for Hope Makers, this group, I want to thank Nina for your inspiration and for your help and for their continued guidance. And also for everyone who's interested to participate in the One Humanity Institute and House of Hope, we welcome your help. Or if you're interested in joining Hope Makers, and facilitator, coach, or business leader, so we can all begin to be in what I might say, if it's okay, Nina's spirit. Let's not just talk about things, but let's do something about it. And so, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And Nina, thank you, and to all the Hope Makers across the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. I've had the good fortune of knowing Nina Myron since I started with the UN in 1981. And she was very influential with youth programming. The 50th anniversary has always worked with youth. And used to be the bus of refugees from Vermont to the International Day of Peace. So Nina, I thank you for your years of dedication, your role modeling, but also this next step. And Ukraine is certainly in our hearts as we are dealing with the International Day of Peace. War, summer, spring. And there's someone else that I get the big privilege from, thank, and to let her say a few words about what it's like to share a home in Ireland with Ukrainian refugees. So I invite Maureen Shea to come up, and this is personal because she's my first one. And I'm so proud of her and to be able to say this on Zoom and on the International Day of Peace, a peacemaker in action that I am. Good afternoon. I just wanted to say thank you for Monica and happy International Day to everyone, both today and on September 21st. I was reflecting on what I wanted to say. I had a decision from 2000 to 2015, and it became my second home. I had no real house before that. I fell in love with the culture, the people, It's doing, and it's an incredible place and incredible people. And when the war broke out on February 24th, I was in touch with a lot of my friends. And one of my girlfriends was in jail with her 16-year-old son. And she had to make that decision. She and her husband together made a tough decision to have she, Elena, and her son, Pasha, be here. And they were able to get her on train from here to the beach, and then they were able to get her on train from the home. And many refugees are all over the world, not just Ukrainian. There are 58,000 Canadians in Ukraine right now. Many anywhere about in Ukraine, in Poland, excuse me, and for many Ukrainians in Moldova as well. And it's just one of the things that I think is really interesting is just thinking about little stories that make things very personal. And when we talk about me and the awareness and I just need to go, I needed to go also, and I just kind of rushed over and then got involved with a lot of great things that I just met to help people as a and my husband now is here today, and he said, you should write this down. And just in action, I didn't put them in the right time, you should kind of capture it. But actually, we were so exhausted just helping people get PPS cards and get medical stuff and getting SIM cards. And it made me think about all the wars and how that things are journal, how crazy it is to think them right now. I think these little stories are really important all over the world. And I'll just leave one, share one with you. Elena, my friend, is a university professor at the University of Kiev. And she holds 2 PhDs, one in linguistics and one in English literature. And they are continuing to do work at the University of Brazil. And we were sharing a room together in our house and then she said to me, I need to defend someone's dissertation. The Ukrainian woman's dissertation tomorrow morning. And the math was that it was going to be on 4:30 in the morning. I would resign. But that's okay. You know, we can work that. We can work that out. So she got up, so I also got on Zoom. I went there, I made a couple cups of coffee. And I'm sitting there watching her on Zoom. I watched this Ukrainian woman with her dissertation. And bombs are going on in Kiev at that time. She was the woman in the bomb shelter, and she was trying to answer the questions asked by the different doctors. And she had one thing, and she ran at me. And she ran, running low on paper houses. She ran out and all the Ukrainian children that were in the Bosnia village was in metro. They were saying in Ukrainian and in Russian, and she ran out of ink and she would help. So they ran all around and got little pieces of charcoal and her whatever they could. And she continued to get her dissertation with little pieces of charcoal from to her children. And that little story is just like a mental brings it, makes it real for us. And I'm sure there's many, many other stories like this one. But it just brings it real. And it just called perfect. Thank you. Thank you, and to introduce a peacemaker from the United States, giving her home to help others in need. We have a task in front of us, a fun task. And I'm hoping for those who would like to join us to put down names, because we're going to have to hold lives. I don't know how many of you have ever been to a World Peace Prize ceremony before. It doesn't matter how many people are here or how many people are on Zoom. And we have an additional guest. We have the executive director of the World Peace Prayer Society joining us by Zoom. So, Ruby, I'll let you say a few words. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Monica, and thank each and every one of the organizers of this event that have brought us together. Guruji, Doyon, Denise, and I think I even saw Joni there. Thank you so much for holding the energy there at the UN Church Center. So important in this world right now. That we celebrate this International Day of Peace at a time when our prayers are so important to uplift, awaken the consciousness of humanity, to build that culture of peace that we have been working toward for so many years and decades. The message, May Peace Prevail on Earth, was authored by Masahisa Goi of Japan after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, as a call out to the world for peace to prevail on earth. And since then, the message has traveled around the world and is now being embraced as the universal message of peace, expressing the deepest aspirations of the human soul and heart for peace to prevail on earth. So I invite you now to join the World Peace Flag Ceremony to send this message to every corner of the earth, to every nation, for the healing of souls, for the healing of nations, to end racism and build peace together. Monica is our ambassador, and she has presented the World Peace Flag Ceremony for so many years, and we're so grateful to you, Monica, for being there at the UN Church Center at this time in history that is so important to anchor this prayer near the United Nations, and for our hearts and our prayers to go out to the world. Let's together, everyone there and everyone on the internet, send our prayers for peace to prevail on earth and to awaken that divine spark in the heart and soul of every world citizen. And also our prayers include the kingdom of plants, animals, and all creation. So thank you, Monica. May peace prevail on earth. Hi, Guruji. Thank you so much. I'm connecting with you here in San Francisco, and we will create that bridge of peace across this continent, and from there, send our love out to the world together. May peace prevail on earth.
Thank you so much, Julie, for being with us live on Zoom, and with very little notice, and I really appreciate it. We are going to try to do this flag ceremony as carefully as we can, and as I sat here watching it, I realized that in order for the people on the screen to be able to see this, you're going to need to hold the flag in front of the computer. So I would ask my friend Guruji to show you. I thought I was holding the flag of India, but I'm holding the one that has a fixed flag. We're not going in a very specific order because this is one that we wanted to do with participation of all, according to regions. And we're going to start with Asia. And Azerbaijan is as good as anyone because that's the alphabetical way. But they're going to be random from the different regions because we were so beautifully organized by the slides were given to me. We are going to start with Asia. And the person who's coming in is going to need to say, we're going to actually, it's time for you to get up and come over and okay. You're going to get a flag. And for those on Zoom, you're going to have to watch what we're doing. There's a little well-marked portion on this flag. And regardless of how you pronounce the name, It does not matter. I'm going to pronounce it after you, but you're going to walk across and say, may peace be in, and I'm holding Azerbaijan, so I'm doing it. May peace be in Azerbaijan. And then off to the side, I'll do Azerbaijan.
We're not going to say they use the village.
Actually, I'm changing it now. What you're going to do is to announce the country, and you're going to hold that country in your heart. And we'll re-announce it and we'll say, may peace prevail in Azerbaijan. So let's try that together right now. Azerbaijan, may peace prevail in Azerbaijan. And what I'd like you to do is to take these flags and to come in here with the flag and hold it in front of the camera. Let us come in now. And then you'll come out and put them into this blue suitcase. And if you're really big, you can roll it up. But don't bother because we have a lot to go through and we'll do it at home. Okay. Tonga. May peace be in Tonga. I think we just gave the wrong thing and this is way, okay. We're gonna go with any country, no regions. We're gonna just do whatever country's flags come up. Because that's what we need to do. So look and read it. Malaysia. May peace be in Malaysia. Bhutan. May peace be in Bhutan.
Nauru.
Nauru. May peace be in Nauru. Fiji. Fiji. May peace be in Fiji. May peace be in New Zealand. We welcome innovations as well because each country needs to be in our heart, in our prayers. And however it's held and shared with this beauty.
The Marshall Islands.
The Marshall Islands, may peace be in the Marshall Islands. Turkmenistan. May peace be in Turkmenistan. May peace be in Vanuatu. May peace be in Micronesia. The Solomon Islands. May peace be in the Solomon Islands. We need to keep going. May peace be in Bangladesh. May peace be in Myanmar. May peace be in Papua New Guinea. Australia. May peace be in Australia. May peace be in Japan. May peace be in Japan.
Samoa.
Samoa. May peace be in Samoa. Kiribati. May peace be in Kiribati. Malaysia. May
the Philippines.
May peace be in the Philippines.
Timor.
May peace be in Timor-Leste.
China.
May peace be in China.
Lao People's Democratic Republic.
The Lao People's Democratic Republic, may peace prevail on earth. May peace be in Israel. May peace be in Mauritania. May peace be in Tuvalu. May peace be in Vietnam.
May peace be in Pakistan.
May peace be in Pakistan, and I'm going to stop for just a minute. With so much of that country underwater and the floods that are happening, let us just say it one more time. May peace be in Pakistan. Let's just say may peace prevail on earth. May peace be in Japan. Pakistan. May peace be in Kazakhstan. Turkestan.
be
May peace be in Singapore.
Thailand,
May peace be in Thailand.
Indonesia,
May peace be in Indonesia.
Maldives,
May peace be in Maldives.
Cambodia.
May peace be in Cambodia.
Taiwan,
May peace be in Taiwan. May peace be in Brunei Darussalam. May peace be in North Korea. May peace be in Sri Lanka. May peace be in Mongolia.
May peace be in Afghanistan.
May peace be in Afghanistan. Cyprus. May peace be in Cyprus. May peace be in Palau. May peace be in Georgia. Pakistan. May peace be in Uzbekistan.
Armenia,
May peace be in Armenia. Kyrgyzstan. May peace be in Kyrgyzstan.
Nepal,
May peace be in Nepal.
India.
May peace be in India. May peace prevail on earth.
San Marino.
We're going to move into Europe, it looks like, and maybe we'll stay just in Europe, but we've been traveling around the world. And as we do this, I just hope you are holding the prayers and sending it out, not just to the countries, but to the people, to the animals, and to the leadership here at the United Nations. We're here to build peace. So let's start. May peace be in San Marino.
Denmark.
May peace be in Denmark. May peace be in Malta.
Yeah.
May peace be in Lithuania. May peace be in France. Switzerland. May peace be in Switzerland. Croatia. Her home, Dennis's home country, Croatia. May peace be in Croatia.
Portugal,
May peace be in Portugal.
Belgium,
May peace be in Belgium.
Italy,
May peace be in Italy. May peace be in Monaco. Andorra. May peace be in Andorra. Yes. May peace be in Belarus.
Poland, and all people in Poland.
May peace be in Poland. Say that together loud. The people there. Be in Poland. May peace be in Poland. May peace be in Slovenia.
Hungary,
May peace be in Hungary.
Macedonia.
May peace be in Macedonia.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. May peace be in the Netherlands. May peace be in Ireland. Montenegro. May peace be in Montenegro. Okay, here we go. May peace be in Ukraine. 3 times. May peace be in Ukraine. May peace be in Ukraine. May peace be in Ukraine.
Bulgaria,
May peace be in Bulgaria.
Czech Republic,
May peace be in the Czech Republic.
Canada,
May peace be in Romania. Luxembourg. May peace be in Luxembourg. Austria. May peace be in Austria.
Albania,
May peace be in Albania. Sweden. May peace be in Sweden. Everyone 3 times. May peace be in Russia. May peace be in Russia. May peace be in Russia. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in Greece.
Finland.
May peace prevail in Finland. May peace prevail in Germany.
Spain.
May peace prevail in Spain. May peace prevail in Iceland. May peace prevail in Serbia. May peace prevail in Slovakia.
may peace prevail in Norway,
May peace prevail in Norway.
Bosnia and Herzegovina,
May peace prevail in Bosnia and Herzegovina. May peace prevail in Moldova.
Estonia,
May peace prevail in Estonia. Latvia. May peace prevail in Latvia. United Kingdom. May peace prevail in the United Kingdom. And before this one goes away, I wanted to say that as we've been looking at ancestors and things, the recent death of Queen Elizabeth II hold the special leadership and those who passed before as we're doing this one, but particularly for the UK at this time. Thank you.
The United Arab Emirates.
May peace prevail in the United Arab Emirates. We might look for new region. So I just wanted to say together, may peace prevail in Europe, first of all. May peace prevail in Europe. We go back to the first one. May peace prevail in Asia. Now we're moving into this. May peace prevail in Qatar. May peace prevail in Iraq.
May peace prevail in the United States of America.
May peace prevail in the United States of America.
May peace prevail in Iran.
May peace prevail in Iran.
prevail in Oman,
May peace prevail in Oman. Syria. May peace prevail in Syria. Jordan. May peace prevail in Jordan. Moving into a new one, I think this is may peace prevail in the Vatican, and this is an observer state, so thank you. May peace prevail in Palestine, another member of observer state of the United Nations. Thank you.
may peace prevail in Saudi Arabia,
May peace prevail in Saudi Arabia.
Turkey,
May peace prevail in Turkey.
Kuwait,
May peace prevail in Kuwait. Bahrain. May peace prevail in Bahrain. Yemen. May peace prevail in Yemen.
Lebanon,
May peace prevail in Lebanon.
Venezuela.
And we for South America, and let us hold together the Middle East. And I thank you for having the United States, because our influence there has certainly a big part of the peace. But may we hold the Middle East in our hearts, as we said. May peace prevail in the Middle East. May peace prevail on earth. One more time. May peace prevail in the Middle East. May peace prevail on earth.
Venezuela.
May peace be in Venezuela. Brazil. May peace be in Brazil. May peace be in St. Lucia.
Bolivia.
May peace be in Bolivia. May peace be in Argentina. May peace be in Guatemala. May peace be in Honduras. May peace be in Mexico. May peace be in Colombia.
Antigua and Barbuda,
And may peace be in Antigua and Barbuda.
Belize,
May peace be in Belize.
Panama,
May peace be in Panama.
Haiti,
May peace be in Haiti. Uruguay. May peace be in Uruguay.
Paraguay,
May peace be in Paraguay. May peace be in Sudan. We get to include that with the South America. I think within South America. No, I know. Are there more South American ones? Oh, fine. They're only different ones, I guess. But we're praying our hearts out for peace all over the world.
Barbados.
May peace be in Barbados. May peace be in Grenada. Costa Rica. May peace be in Costa Rica. May peace be in Peru. May peace be in the Dominican Republic. May peace be in El Salvador.
Saint Vincent and Grenadines.
May peace be in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines.
Suriname,
May peace be in Suriname.
Ecuador,
May peace be in Ecuador.
Guyana,
May peace be in Guyana.
The Bahamas.
May peace be in the Bahamas. Dominica. May peace be in Dominica.
Trinidad and Tobago,
May peace be in Trinidad and Tobago. May peace be in Cuba. Let us now say 3 times. May peace be in South America and Latin America. May peace be in South America and Latin America. May peace be in South America and Latin America, the Caribbean, I should say. The Caribbean is what I should say. And now let us just say, may peace prevail on earth. And judging from this slide, we move on to North America.
Canada.
May peace prevail in Canada. May peace be in Jamaica.
Chile.
May peace be in Chile. France and ladies. St. Kitts and Nevis, may peace prevail in Latin America.
Gambia.
May peace be in
Yeah.
the Gambia. Have we moved into Africa now? I think we're just all over, all together. May peace prevail on earth and in my heart.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, may peace prevail in Cape Verde.
Salvador and Principe.
May peace be in Sao Tome and Principe.
Equatorial Guinea,
May peace be in Equatorial Guinea.
Cameroon,
May peace be in Cameroon.
Liechtenstein,
May peace be in Liechtenstein. Benin. May peace be in Benin. Rwanda. May peace be in Rwanda.
Guinea,
May peace be in Guinea, the Central African Republic. May peace be in the Central African Republic.
Nicaragua.
May peace be in Nicaragua.
Republic of the Congo,
May peace be in the Republic of the Congo.
Tunisia.
May peace be in Tunisia.
South Sudan.
May peace be in South Sudan. May peace be in Djibouti. May peace be in Chad. May peace be in Niger. May peace be in Algeria. May peace be in Eritrea. May peace be in Morocco.
Libya.
May peace be in Libya.
Mali.
May peace be in Mali. Democratic Republic of the Congo. May peace be in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Senegal.
May peace be in Senegal. May peace be in Gabon.
Togo.
May peace be in Togo. May peace be in Egypt. May peace be in Ethiopia. May peace be in Burundi.
Nigeria.
May peace be in Nigeria.
Ghana.
May peace be in Uganda.
Cote d'Ivoire.
May peace be in Cote d'Ivoire.
Liberia.
May peace be in Liberia.
Sierra Leone.
May peace be in Sierra Leone.
Guinea-Bissau.
May peace be in Guinea-Bissau.
Burkina Faso.
May peace be in Burkina Faso.
Ghana.
May peace be in Ghana. May peace be in Botswana.
Angola.
May peace be in Angola. May peace be in Malawi. I just wanted to stop for a minute. I want everyone to end up flag at the end. So let us go to put the more flags on. Okay, otherwise keep one. Okay, be sure to keep one to the end. Tanzania. May peace be in Tanzania.
Zimbabwe.
May peace be in Zimbabwe. May peace be in Swaziland.
Mozambique.
May peace be in Mozambique.
May peace be
In Somalia.
Madagascar.
May peace be in Madagascar.
Seychelles.
May peace be in Seychelles.
Kenya.
May peace be in Kenya.
there is here.
May peace be in Mauritius. May peace be in South Africa.
So,
May peace be in Lesotho. May peace be in Comoros. May peace be in Namibia.
Zambia.
May peace be in Zambia. Having blessed all the world, please bring this in. We have a globe. We have the earth one call. Oh, one more.
No, I didn't.
May peace be in Zimbabwe. Now, does everybody have a flag?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go again.
You can sing. Yield to word.
We've got to work, we've got to sound coming. But what first, before we sing and have Michelle lead us in Let There Be Peace on Earth, we are going to hold not just this flag, but think about the ones we held already. Think about the prayers we sent around the world. And for those of us who are fortunate enough to be here in New York, we get to see the flag along First Avenue at the United Nations building. We know that the work of the United Nations is not done. We are not in peace yet. But from this UN chapter, because the United Methodist Women had the foresight and the funds to build a building that holds the heart of the United Nations and the NGO world. We are here to send our prayers all around the earth. And nobody can hug the earth better than Guruji. So he's in charge of giving the earth its hug. But just envision these flags in each of these countries. Some who are facing unbelievable economic, unbelievable environmental, health, all kinds of crises, including war, conflict, and in every country of this world, there are family problems, there's domestic violence, there are abused children, and there are hungry people. So whatever your wish is for peace, whatever your prayer is, hold it to the flag that you're holding now and send your message to the world. May peace be. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. And may we take this shared exercise in getting to know the world a little bit better. Home. May our prayers expand beyond the borders that we normally think of. To include those who are not as fortunate, to remember the indigenous people in all of the countries, and particularly hold it up again, Mother Earth herself. One more time. May peace prevail on earth. Thank all of you, and I invite Michelle, sing here if you would, so that people can see your beautiful singing and song. And do you want us to join you after the verse or so? Oh, okay.
Michelle Delaval offers her voice to so many events, particularly the ones that Guruji has organized, and her beautiful voice just adds to the vibration of our prayers. Thank you, Michelle. Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace and harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Please sing it with me. Let there be peace on Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step we take, let this be our solid vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it be with me. Thank you, Michelle, for leading us in that beautiful song that few of us could ever replicate because of your voice is so good and so hot, but it's so inspirational. Thank you so much. There are still two important things to be done. As you're holding these slides, you can put them in suitcases or things like that. We have two important videos of voices that need to be in this room for the International Day of Peace. One is John Maynard, who has been doing the Global Silent Minute daily, and we'll be using it for the Peace Ray. We mentioned it at the beginning of the program, but it's so important to mention it now because the Peace Ray is the heart of the International Day of Peace on Tuesday. So we'll see these videos and end with the peace reading exercise of Jennifer Tillman from the Chicago Peace School. So Becky, are we ready?
It's a great joy to offer this Global Silent Minute dedicated to the International Day of Peace, Peace Day, as we honor the 40-year anniversary. And Peace Week honors the final days of our 99-day journey of peace through unity towards a thriving world for all of life. We recognize that there is no other. I am you, you are me. We are one human family. The Global Silent Minute was inspired by the original Big Ben Silent Minute. And that silent minute at 9 p.m. daily helped to end World War II. In these times, we offer the Global Silent Minute to bring an end to all war, to bring peace to humankind and to all of life, to live in right relationship as we call for global cooperation, peace, and freedom, and for a world free of all nuclear weapons. Listen is an anagram of silent. This listening is at the very heart of our daily Global Silent Minute, where we meet and hold space in silence, listening from the deepest aspect of being as we unite our hearts across distance, around the globe and across the veil. The power of silence is greater than we know. It is in silence that we experience unity. Silence as action in sacred unity. And let us remember that when words are unnecessary, then begins the realization through the heart. So let us prepare to enter the silence together. With a deep breath, we activate the spirit of peace in our own hearts. And we unite our fiery hearts across distance. Now we invite all those on the other side of the veil to join us. We call in our sister, Avon Madison, and all those who will respond to our invitation. And we hold the shared intention the intention of Peace Day and of every peace wave to restore right relationship among all life and to realize peace on earth. As the Tibetan bowl sounds, we enter our minute of silence as action in sacred unity.
Thank you so much, Tez. As members of humanity's family, we share many things. One thing we all share, every human being, whatever age or circumstance, we all share breathing, our most fundamental life source. We see every breath as a possibility for peace. We'll be breathing together for world peace as a quiet contemplation. But this can be a daily practice in daily life, while we're waiting in line, while we're cleaning, while we're in traffic. All different times of day, we can peace breathe and generate that energy of peace for ourselves and for the planet. So let's close our eyes now. That beautiful music reverberating around us. And we slow our breathing down, following the movement of our breathing. As we breathe, we let peace fill our hearts and minds, flow through our body. With each breath, we let peace expand, filling your room, touching your family, your friends. Peace expanding widely across your region, across all countries, in harmony with all nature. With each breath, we let peace touch the entire world. Let's breathe together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Let's all try by ourselves at our own pace. Completing this breath, peace. Thank you so much, Tez. Thank you all who are gathered. Let's keep breathing peace with every breath. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Don. And a special thank you to Becky, who has been checking this, and to Fumi, who we heard earlier, to everyone who had anything to do with this day. The world needs our prayers. The world needs our prayers for peace. The world needs each of us. May we take this day and remember what we did today. The International Day of Peace is actually on Tuesday. We think about it again. And I'm going to ask this for one more prayer. Reverend Dion is not with us today, physically here, but she is in our hearts. She has graciously waited for us to do the chapter all day, and she needs our prayers to recover from an accident. And so let us just keep Reverend Ryan Vassier in our hearts, knowing she'll be back here and will be joining us in prayers soon. But most importantly, let us expand and take it away. So as we leave, remember silence in action. Use breathing minutes, helpful, time. But most importantly, know that you are important in making the world at peace. And I'm going to share with you what the transformative line that I used that time had asked us to come up with, thinking about a hateful thing and turning it around. Everyone had trouble thinking a hateful thing and they gone to. So that was kind of interesting. I can remember things, but I don't remember what was said exactly. But I know what the response could and its best be. And I just want to say to each of you, I love you.
We love you too.
Thank you for being here, and let's end this with one more. May peace prevail on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Woo! Thank you, Monica.
Love you guys, and thank you for being with us on Zoom, Facebook, wherever.
Love you.
Love, love,
To
love.
all of you. Sending love and peace to all of you.
And if Guruji ends the call, it will end the live stream because I can't stop the live stream. We're still streaming. You are muted, Guruji.
Thank Reverend Dion for supporting all of you. And Reverend Julian for leading the first section. Reverend Lily Scotto, second section. And our morning guest, his icon at the UN, leading the next session. The last session, we all celebrate ourselves at home. See you all very good. Have a wonderful time. Recording will be online. Thank you very much.
Guruji, can you sing Om Namah Shivaya with the
Oh, okay, yes. Okay, then I need a chair. Very good. Get it? So, so you have a chorus? Right.
We found a dollar in the floor.
Guruji, can you end the live stream? Oh, there you go.
We are going to sing one small.
Yes, we're still going.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
I also want to thank Peter for these lights that have been here. And I think you're out of the day. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful event today.
All the committees and people from abroad, different countries, different states in America, especially me and all the group. And to thank you all, you are again together as a one family under God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whew.